Gary Neville, Klopp wouldn't sign Romelu Lukaku in a million years. Gary Neville claims both Jurgen Klopp and Pep Guardiola would never sign Romelu Lukaku due to his off-the-ball work as the Belgian closes in on a £98 million move to Chelsea. The Inter Milan forward is completing the final details ahead of his Stamford Bridge move after touching down in London on Wednesday, in a move which will see him return to Chelsea 7 years after quitting the club. Lukaku also enjoyed Premier League spells at West Brom, Everton, and Manchester United, the last of which Neville claims did not suit either the Red Devils or the club. Neville said in the Overlap podcast, Jurgen Klopp wouldn't sign Lukaku in a million years. Neither would probably Pep Guardiola, but Chelsea are the club that have had that type of striker. A Costa, a Drogba, a single-point striker, that physical presence, that wants to carry that line. They've had that in their armory for 20 years. It suits Chelsea Football Club. He wouldn't press from the front, so he'd never suit Jurgen Klopp. He would never suit Old Trafford. The fans up there need a personality up front. Cavani suits Old Trafford. I know he's probably past his best years, but he works a lot harder than Lukaku off the ball. I'm not saying he's better. Lukaku will score 25 goals for Chelsea, but he doesn't suit United. He wouldn't suit Liverpool. Lukaku spent 2 years at Old Trafford after moving from Everton in an initial £75 million transfer and scored a respectable 42 goals in 96 appearances but failed to guide the Reds Devils to a trophy. The Belgian international forward was often criticised by the United faithful for his poor first touch and lack of athleticism, which Neville himself brought up at the time of his United exit in 2019, with the ex-United defender claiming the move did not work. I think certain players suit certain clubs, Neville added. It was never going to work out there, at United. It just wasn't right. Maybe the time's not right, maybe the manager's not right, maybe the felling's not right. Some players you look at them in the shirt and you just go no. Inter Milan, it works. Lukaku moved to Inter Milan in 2019 and managed to guide them to the Serie A title as their main striker last season. The 28-year-old scored 30 goals in 44 appearances in all competitions last season for Inter, but Jamie Carragher believes the striker still has something to prove this term at Chelsea. Carragher claimed, "There's something about Lukaku though, even though his goal record is amazing each season, when we talk about a Lewandowski or a Harry Kane or other strikers, there's never a question about them. But with Lukaku there seems to be that slight but to me. Just something that he still has to prove. It's not like he's got a lot of honors in his career or been that man who's taken someone to something like he did last season with Inter Milan. He was at Man United, a huge signing, but he never got across the line." Neville responded to that claim by saying, "I've got no doubts about Lukaku. I have no buts. I've got buts for him at United at certain clubs under certain systems, and what you expect. What does United expect from a striker? What does Chelsea expect from one? They are different expectations." Roy Keane, meanwhile, agreed with Neville's statement that Lukaku's stint at United came at the wrong time for the player but believes the Belgian, who has 64 goals in 90 games for his country, is guaranteed to score plenty at Chelsea this season. The ex-United captain claimed, "The timing for a player is huge. The club and Man United were maybe at the wrong time. Because there was no doubt he was a brilliant player. His stats will tell you that, even going back to his time at Everton. Sometimes, a brilliant player will come to your club and it's just not the right fit. The chemistry's not right, maybe it's the coach or manager. He might have a few injuries." Lukaku went off to Inter Milan. Don't tell me you were surprised that he scored so many goals? Obviously he worked on his diet, but he matured himself, going to another country. So when you think of him coming back,